Never realized this fucker had a hard bald spot on the back of his head. What the fuck is up? It is Landsafe, you guys. No screaming intro today. No face cam. One, didn't feel like the face cam. Two, my throat, you probably feel like you'll probably hear in this video. Doesn't feel the greatest, so yeah, no screaming today, actually. No jump scare coming out. Today we're going to be talking about the Arc 3 and 4 worlds. I did a video talking about the Arc 1 and 2 worlds previously, and now it is time, once I have completed, all of the Arc 3 and 4 worlds, I am now going to give my opinion on them. I'm going to talk about the negatives and positive of each one and my favorite one, which worlds felt like they were actually good and the other ones felt like a waste of time. And without further ado, let's get into it. So I was kind of debating on if I should actually add the Arcanum to this list. I decided to just because there actually are like some fights and quests throughout this little area. Obviously if you go down this way to the right of the hall, you have to do specific fights to get some spells. There are some like other side fights, like little areas through here. There's not really, I don't really know if I classified this as a world. It's more of like a hub, but at the same time, I put Wizard City in the last one, so I feel like I have to put this one in here. It's kind of weird. I might actually just like put this as an honorable mention, to be honest, just because like the main, like, this is kind of like Ravenwood, just like as a new area, because there's all the different new teachers here, so it is a very cool area. There's just not much to say about it. I will say you can't have a mount in this area, and it's so long that a lot of people complain that you should be able to have a mount in here just because of how long it takes to get to one area to another. But with that being said, yeah, it's just a little cool side here. What the fuck is Xander doing here? Yeah, it's just like a little cool side area. Not really too much to say about the Arcanum. It's not like really specifically a world, but I might just throw it in the video just to say, honorable mention, cool area, some fights. It is part of the third and fourth arc. So with that being said, let's move on. Coming in at dead last, and I feel like a lot of people might disagree with me on this. I have to put Novus. Like, this world feels like if the devs all did like DMT or like some crazy drug and then created a world. This doesn't feel like a Wizard 101 world at all. Like, a lot of the other worlds have themes, a lot of the other worlds have like character to them. This world is like if they asked ChatGPT to make them a world, and this is what it spat out. And like, I feel like nobody, like, if you're watching this video and you don't play Wiz, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, look at this shit. It's like, it's all over the place. Like, I thought it was cool that there's different like levels and areas to the world. Like, there's an ice world, a fire world, whatever the fuck world, and yeah, none of them made any sense. I feel like they could have did that and then had like actual specific themes instead of like this world is kind of like they have dogs in it or something. Like, this world is like they had a bunch of random shit. Like, they could have just had all fire enemies here. That would have been cool. All ice enemies, but they didn't do that. It's just kind of a mix of a bunch of shit. Like, it was just so weird. The idea of this world is very cool. Going to each like specific one was cool. It was different, but the problem with this world is they had a lot of the enemies that were extremely annoying to fight. This is one of those worlds that you need a lot of Pierce in, and I did not have a lot of Pierce at the time doing this world, so it was incredibly annoying. So I was not looking forward to any of the boss fights that I had on top of this world just looking horrible. It feels so rushed. It feels so like just just make a world and get it over with kind of thing. I don't remember any of the plot of this world. I don't even know if there was any, so this is definitely coming in dead last. Now, I debated on putting this one a little bit higher. I was thinking maybe third to last, but I decided to end up on second to last just because of general enjoyment with this world. I mean, it was cool getting my 6 pip spell, but I don't really count that towards like how much I enjoy a world. That's like enjoying how much like a spell you get in the world. I don't really think that counts that much. So getting Lord of the Jungle was sick. Getting your specific 6 pip Shadow Pip spell, that is hard to say, holy shit. It's very cool, but this world just didn't do that much for me, right? It was another one of those worlds where I kind of just like I went as fast as I could through it, and like there was some cool areas. That's why it's not getting last. Like this world, Mandoria was very cool with the Berserker guy. This is probably my favorite part of this world. Sky City was weird. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, it was okay. It was pretty short. Heap was very cool. I gotta admit that part was very, very cool. The Badlands, sure. You know, there's a lot to this world, but I think the problem with one of these like worlds when they add all of those specific different areas is it kind of loses its main theme, right? This whole world was about lemurs. It's called Lemuria. You know, like it's a cool presence, but as soon as you get out of this like specific area, it just completely changes, right? And it starts getting into that AI kind of feel. Like, you know, when the spaceship landed here and then you went into Sky City, this world kind of lost a lot of its like this music is so fucking unbelievably loud. Holy shit. Um it lost a lot of its kind of like special feel to it. It's still too loud. Special feel to it, right? So like this world was good. This world wasn't like bad by any means. It's just very lackluster. Like it can't really be a favorite world. You know, I've never been over here before. I don't know what's over here. This is cool. But yeah, I can't really say too much about this world. It was just kind of one of those things where okay, I gotta get through it. It did have one of the best looking areas in the game, in my opinion, that I will show you. But besides that, yeah, not really too much to say about it. There was some cool characters introduced, but it's not one of those worlds where, you know, you're gonna think about it very often. It's not one of those worlds that I see a lot of people having a favorite. Like, I really don't think this is anybody's favorite world, but it is very cool. But that being said, this is probably one of my favorite areas in the entire game. It's giving very much Celestia vibes, right? Like the water mole village of Celestia. But this isn't good enough to save the world, obviously. It's just a very cool little side area. You spend like 5 minutes here pretty much. You just do like the one volcano dungeon over there and you're pretty much gone. So with that being said, yeah, Lemuria, not amazing, but it is still not horrible. I wouldn't say that it's like a bad world by any means. So up next we have Imperia. Now Imperia was kind of, it was hit and miss for me, right? So these first couple of areas, Ariel and Zandu, I hated Zandu. Zandu's whole story was very weird. I didn't really like listen to most of it. Ariel I liked just because of the jungle area over there with the like He-Man like guys or whatever the fuck they were called, the little beasts. Those are some of my favorite NPCs in the game, to be honest. Love those. Love that whole story of the jungle. That was really good. When I first got introduced to Imperia, I was super excited. Outer Aethanor, this, I don't know if that's how you say it. This world is very cool. It's like ice dwarves versus fire dwarfs. That whole story was very cool. Yeah, Inner Ethanor, ice versus fire. That was very cool. This whole thing, Cepidus, that was weird, but it got introduced to the bad, so, you know, we'll take that. Mandala, very sick. We're actually going to go to, let's say, okay, Husk. Husk was an insane boss fight. Like, I love you started here, you had to do a bunch of boss fights in here, went up here, did a bunch of boss fights in here and here, then you got to the final area where you fought a Titan, the Triton, that rhymed. Yeah, so that was very cool. Port Arrow. Port Arrow is one of the prettiest areas in the entire game. To be honest, like this world was, I loved this world, like everything about it. Like it was so pretty, and a lot of the boss fights weren't too annoying. They were just cool. I love doing it with my friends. So yeah, this world gets a huge like bump up for Imperia. This is one of the side worlds. Like I talked previously how a lot of the worlds felt AI generated because of like their look, and they didn't have a certain like specific character or feel to it. These worlds do not have that kind of case. Like this world, in my opinion, has a lot of personality to them. This looked a lot better before it was absolutely wiped out. I was going to come here and show how pretty it was, forgot that their whole city got obliterated. Yeah, sorry about that, low-key my fault. Yeah, but these areas were sick. These areas were so cool. I love the plot to them. The only reason this world is not higher because it started off kind of weak. It didn't have, like I said, that specific world feel to them. Just kind of like a lot of different ones thrown together, but most of the ones they threw together were actually pretty good. So it's not going to make it too high up on the list, but I am a fan of it. So I was kind of a Mirage hater for the longest time. Like most of my chat, they're probably going to be surprised how high I'm putting Mirage. They probably would have think it'd be like last place or like second to last, but no, it actually is getting a decent spot on the list because the more I think about it, I didn't really like the theme at first, the whole desert kind of looking vibes, but the more that I actually think about Mirage, I think about the story that went with it, and I think about like the areas that it kind of had. Like that little snake there opened up to like a whole new area. Like this was a cool dungeon, that was a cool dungeon. Like, I mean, it had so many areas that I actually remember and really liked. And then we're not even gonna like get into the Star Wars area of this game, dude. That like we are gonna go there actually because it's such a like when I think of this world, I think of that area as being the best part of this world. The starting point of this game, just going through like the little city, fighting the mobs, fighting like the little bosses here and there. It didn't really feel like anything too special. Like it kind of just felt like more normal questing in this game, which is kind of why I didn't really like this world that much at first. Then I remember like starting off, it introduced us to Gulchers, so that was sick. I mean, there is a lot of like really cool things, like little things throughout this area. I think that I was streaming this game so much at the time and I was like trying to go through the areas so fast that part of me was kind of just burnt out from the game, which is like influencing heavily. Because now that I look back at this world, it is pretty cool. I mean, like, this area specifically is the one that I remember the most. Like, having all the side characters in here, like, obviously the pirate character, like, I mean, the actual goat. Yeah, I mean, he literally says pirate lines in this bar. And then, like, you go in there, or was it over there? I don't know, one of them. And then you get, like, trapped and you do the whole Star Wars dungeon. That is absolute peak, bro. Like, there's so many cool parts of this world. I was gonna say, like, it's pretty low and kind of boring, but the more I think about it, there's so many cool side characters in this world, so you gotta love it. I mean, it's really not that bad. Coming up next, we have Bella's personal favorite, the one I have to hear about every stream. We have Caramel. Now, it didn't break the top three, but don't get me wrong, this world was a breath of fresh air. I do have to say, though, this world's enemies were so unbelievably annoying that it actually made me want to get on a different character. Like, this is the point of the game where I started grinding my other classes because life struggled so much in this world that I started second guessing if I picked the right class. Like, it was that, like, annoying and difficult. Oh my god, the Selenopolis bitch. But we're not judging it completely on the fights that were in this world. We're judging it on vibe, we're judging it off look. I mean, there's like a kid crying over its ice cream cone here. This world has character. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the other worlds, like I said, like Novus and Imperia, it's just a lot of shit thrown together, like where the theme changes every other side world you go to. This entire world feels like you're fucking in Candyland. You know what I mean? Like, every area of this game is very cool. The whole city, Sweetsenburg. I know Gumdrop Forest and shit. Like this area is just so sick. And like, they had fights with Judge Veg where you would transform into a different like thing and have to use a different deck. Like this world had a lot of very cool aspects with it, mixed with just like very good world design and like very cool looking areas like this. I mean, this is just like a little side area. Like, look at this, bro. Like, that's where that shit was. Okay. This world was good, bro. Like, I really have no complaints for this. Just besides, like, the fights were really annoying, but I don't want it to hold that back. The last fight of this world is known as one of the hardest fights in the entire game, like, almost damn near impossible to solo. I think they did just nerf it, actually. I just watched an Awesome the Sauce vid talking about how they nerfed it, so with that being said, this world was good. The fights were just a little overtuned. This area too, that was pretty difficult. If you're not a life wizard, I don't know how you beat it, to be honest. But with that being said, very cool world overall. Now, when talking about Wallaroo, I have to state that I just finished this world, so I feel like I have a little bit of bias towards it because I can remember everything. But when I look back and remember everything, the fights were a little hard, yes, but at the same time, I had people to do it with. I have to say, I think I would have disliked this world a lot more if I did everything solo. But with that being said, there were a lot of fights in this game, specifically, if you played this game before, in this world before, you know that if you like go to the campfires and you have to fight the specific enemies one-on-one, so you're kind of forced into doing a lot of solo boss fights in this world. And there was one that was so difficult that I actually really liked it. There's some boss fights in this game where it's so hard that you're actually challenged to die over and over and over again and change your deck until like something eventually works, right? Like you got to get lucky, you have to have a good strategy, and then you're so excited when you finally beat it. This world had a lot of those, you know, just because of the solo boss fights at the campfire. Again, world theme amazing. It's like Australian themed. You know, a lot of kangaroos and shit. Like, you know, just like good character design overall. And then there are a lot of parts of this world that were actually beautiful, bro. Like, actually, like some of the most beautiful places in the entire game. We're gonna go to some right now, dude. Like Outback Camp. I was kind of disappointed by the Outback, low key. Um, Kind of just like a big, vast desert. What the fuck? It's got a crown bag. Let's go to the forest. I think this is probably my favorite. There's a lot of areas like this in this world, but bro, there's nothing like this in the entire game, dude. If I was making another video talking about like where I would get stoned in this game, this would be number one, obviously, bro. Like the sounds in the background, the way this world looks, the big ass purple lake, I think that's helping it a lot. It's just like actually perfect. Like streaming this late at night and coming to this world like rejuvenated me, bro. Like it's just so sick. I mean, I really have nothing to complain about the way this world looks and like the identity of it. It's just all good. The only thing that was annoying was how hard this boss fight specifically was with Freddy. Holy shit, dude. If you were there, you know, you know. That fight was like damn near impossible, but we did it. Yeah, I really like Wallaroo. I think that it's really pretty. I think that it's a world I'm going to be excited to come back to once I'm another high level. And yeah, coming in second to first, that's second place, we have Selenopolis. Now, I have not even completed Selenopolis. I'm at the last of the like 3 main quests. As you can see, I got the gang here. Dude, I have so much to say about this world. This is like a breath of fresh air when it comes to this game. It's the last world that I can actually do before Darkmoor comes out. So, like right now, this is the last world in the entire game. And dude, the theme of this is just so peak, bro. Like the fact that this is a side area of Croctopia, but it feels like its very own world. Like I literally was like, okay, time to go to Selenopolis. I went to the world door and I like looked through it and I'm like, yo, I'm confused. Where's Selenopolis? And then I realized I've literally already been to Selenopolis. I've literally done quests here to get my double blade. Like this quest, you know, this quest was so annoying to get this, but worth, hashtag worth. Sorry, I almost threw up. Dude, like coming here earlier to meet all of the different trees and get introduced to spell weaving, I'm counting that towards Selenopolis. You know, just because you go there earlier, it's still part of the world. I mean, look at this fucking area. Choosing which specific side class you want to weave with was so cool, even though I don't really use it. Just the fact that it's there and it's part of the game, like, makes you feel like you're still, like, weaved into another school, right? Like, I'm Life and Storm, even though I don't use storm spells, like, it felt like it was a huge part of the game still for me as someone who just came back and never got to experience Selenopolis like I saw it for the first time. But besides that, getting my specific school spell here felt so unique, bro. Like they've never done something like this, having all the different schools here and then getting your own unique special one like through its quest. The quest was short, it wasn't annoying to do at all, which I really like appreciate them doing, and it's actually a spell that I'm gonna use, right? Like, I'm definitely gonna have this in my healing deck, right? Like most of the spells that you get this high up in the game, they're like okay, you know what I mean? Like they're not great. Like for life, I use, see how this is 70, 90, 910, 70, 90, 910. I got this at level 100. I got this at Caramel like level 150 or something. And they're the exact same damage, right? So it's nice to get a new spell that I can actually use and enjoy. The world design is sick. Like, you go this way for one quest, you go this way for another quest. It's simple. All the areas look great. All of the bosses are challenging. You know, I would hope so at this high up that most of the bosses are still a challenge. And one of the boss fights that we did the other day had one of the coolest boss areas I have ever seen. I made it the thumbnail for my yesterday's video, so you can go see that right now. This whole area is just like amazing. You know, I haven't even completed Selenopolis, but I'm putting it this high. That should say a lot about this world. I love how they reused the Krokotopia like inner areas. Like I don't even know what these are called, catacombs, I guess. But they turned it into something different. Like it feels completely new. You know, all of these areas growing, glowing green. It's just like a cool twist to have on it, even though that it's like a reused thing. I don't even mind, right? Like Krokotopia is not a world that I enjoy by any means, but I love Selenopolis, and that should say a lot. And then, of course, coming in at number one, everybody knew I was going to put this world at number one. The excitement, the anticipation I had for this world was so high that if this world was bad, it was just going to be a complete letdown, dude. Like, everyone was like, you know, once you do Polaris, your life is going to change, bro. Like, this is one of the best worlds in the entire game, and I believed them, and they were not fucking wrong. The side characters, obviously the pirate here, I got so excited about that when I saw it. The side characters in this world are 10 out of 10. Ivan, like all of the little like side characters you get introduced, SEAL Team 6. Unfortunately, Mallory, but we're gonna look past that, right? Um, there's like this world is so important to the actual story that it's so hard to not give this world a 10 out of 10, right? The boss fights were not annoying at all. It was just one of those worlds where like you had to do your bread and butter combos, right? Like and just fly through the world. Like it wasn't annoying at all. And then they introduced Baba Yaga, which I did completely solo on a life, which was very difficult and it was a challenge and it was honestly my favorite boss fight in this entire game, right? Doing it solo, I'm so happy that I decided to stick it out. It took me hours to beat it on stream, but I'm very happy I did because it was just one of those like achievements that you do and you're like you look back and you're like I'm so happy that I actually like decided to do that. Very difficult boss fight with them summoning in a bunch of different people, but it was just so peak that like I didn't even care. The areas in this world, even though they're all blue themed and like they all kind of feel the same, they each had like their own specific identity to them. This being the first area that you actually go to over here, like being the harbor, is just so like it set such a like good precedent for this world. Like you're like holy shit, this doesn't feel like anything from Arc 1 or 2, and I'm so excited to get it started, dude. All of the enemies, like, they weren't really that annoying. Some of them had, like, the knocking your blades off. A lot of them had stuns, but a lot of the Arc worlds, like, 3 and 4 had that. So, I mean, that's just a complaint for every single Arc 3 and 4 world. Yeah, this area is just so pretty, bro. This being the first like area of this world really like puts it in perspective. The story to it is a absolute 10 out of 10, dude. Like uniting all of the people to go against the queen and then having the new enemy and then getting introduced to the rat where you had to like do that incredibly hard boss fight and like work your way up like a fucking volcano or whatever it was. It almost felt like a Sly Cooper mission. That's what I said the first time. It felt like you were playing a different game for a second, right? Like the story was that good. It kind of reminds me of Avalon, where the story is so good you kind of forget that you're playing Wiz for a moment, and it feels like you're playing a different game entirely. Like it's just so good. It feels like a different game inside of the game, and with worlds like this, it's just like guaranteed to be first. So yeah, great areas, man. Um, great characters, great everything. I really don't have anything negative to say towards Polaris. A lot of people probably understood that I was going to put this super high up. Probably nobody confused by this pick. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I have another good video coming for you tomorrow. I have spring break coming up next week. We are going to stream the fuck out of this game next week, so be there. Yeah, and Life Wizards on top as usual. Thank you for watching. Peace.